Brothers and sisters, maybe you've heard of the psalm, deep calling on deep in the roar of mighty waters. And it's the psalm that speaks about, the infinite abyss that is in us, that reaches out to the infinite abyss that is God. Often we're looking for meaning exteriorly, in the things of creation or activities or constant entertainment. We live in a entertainment world and entertainment culture, especially in the West. And we're constantly looking for meaning outwardly. But we know the great phrase of St. Augustine, that where he was panting, searching for God, and then he discovered that God was nearer to him than he was to his own self. And, the practice of prayer, the practice of contemplative prayer is about learning how to be disposed to the action of grace, that God can draw us inward to discover this infinite treasure house that is within us. There's a saying by St. Isaac the Syrian that enter eagerly into the treasure house that is within you, and you will see the things that are in heaven. And so to think that within us there's this amazing field, this amazing terrain or territory to be explored, by which we can be really surprised by what is within our grasp. Often we are fooled by the illusion that we have to work for things that we need to make us happy, in a sense that we are under an illusion that we do not have already all that we need to find deep fulfillment and peace and joy. And yes, we need to work. Yes, we need to function in the world, absolutely, to supply our basic needs. But the kind of happiness, the kind of fulfillment is not that we yearn for, is not something we can buy. And in fact, we already have it. If we listen to the words of the Good Shepherd in Psalm 23, about the Good Shepherd, the Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. Like, do those words really take root in our heart? Do we believe that? Believing that is the grounds of our peace. Our peace. Like from the prophet Isaiah, he says, you keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you. At the end of the day, this is what we're searching for. Peace is like the sign of fulfillment. It's when peace says that nothing is missing. Everything is complete. A friend of mine sent me a video, actually, of a Dominican priest the other day, and he was basically saying that peace says there's nothing missing. There's nothing missing. I have everything. And so this is, the hallmark of perfection in that sense. Perfection is the fullness of being. It's the fullness of something, which means nothing is missing. So peace is the fruit of perfection. That's why peace is a wonderful fruit of holiness, which is basically our union with God, which is a fulfilling of who we are. Because we're meant for God. We're meant to be fulfilled in Him. So our minds find peace when they're stayed on you, O God. So this is the whole idea of prayer and searching for Christ, searching for that infinite richness of Christ in our hearts. So part of the realization of prayer, that when one gets experience contemplative prayer or experience the depths of one's being in God, one realizes that I have everything I need within me. I have everything within my grasp. It's free. And when that realization happens, that's the joy of the gospel. That's the freedom, that everything is gift. Everything is shared gift, and I don't have to buy it. I can't buy it. It could only be received. And when one comes to that deep realization, that then one starts to walk in freedom, that all I need is a little quiet corner. All I need is a little quiet space and a bit of time. Now that's very hard for many of us in the world that are so busy, but this is where we have to fight for it. And most of the time, all of us can find that quiet corner. It just means giving up a few things. So, and I've preached on this before, but The mind needs something maybe to still itself, to allow itself so that God can fill it with His presence or His being. And the ancient prayer of the Jesus prayer, just saying the name of Jesus, because the mind's like a monkey jumping from one thing to the next, and you need to focus the mind on something. So if we give the mind a word, but have faith in that word, which is saying the name of Christ, then that's a powerful way to still the heart and mind, so to become aware of Christ, to become aware of God, so that we could possess all that we need. And so, St. John of the Cross says, preserve a loving attentiveness to God with no desire to feel or understand any particular thing concerning God. This is really important, because one of the mistakes we make in prayer is that even when we read the scriptures, we're trying to squeeze a meaning out of it. We're trying to define what God is, as opposed to just resting in the loving fact that He is there and knowing that He's there. That's enough. And that fills us with everything we need.